About that, I didn't do something. I didn't see the pack. Oh, sorry. I have to do. I'm gonna just do something real fast. So I'm gonna pause the video for a second because I have to look at something. So I'm using my lavalier mic, so I don't know if it's gonna pick up on my typing. Sorry about that. I don't want to pull on my other mic. Oh, good fit. You have to make a phone call actually. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second. So I had to make an important phone call. One of my family members was getting a package. I don't want it to get stolen. Fucking damn it. Sorry about that cursing. Sorry about that. I had to do something.
2025. That's not just over the past few months, but overall in 2026. He said, and he claimed that Ukraine's partners do have the missiles, that this is simply about making political decisions to supply them. And he also reiterated the point that he wants the licenses to be able to produce things like Patriot interceptor missiles locally in Ukraine. You'll remember that President Trump had promised this verbally and is now sort of walking back a little bit on that decision, a bit vague on the US's side, whether or not this will happen. So that's where we are in terms of President Zelensky. But look, this was a major attack. You know, several dozen ballistic missiles used. 0 of them were shot down. It is, the numbers show, getting harder for Ukraine to intercept them. The last 2 major missile attacks, they managed each time to shoot down just 1. And we've just done some calculations for July. 23% of ballistic or similar missiles that were launched at Ukraine, they managed to shoot down. When you compare that to other types of missiles, they managed to shoot down nearly 84% of other types of cruise missiles, including cruise missiles, of course. So you can see that with ballistic missiles in particular, this is where the weakness lies. And this is clearly a weakness that Russia is trying to exploit. Now, strikingly, this attack last night really seemed to target the sort of businesses, private businesses, and the trappings of everyday life Kyiv. There was some pretty shocking footage from a train station, a suburban train station just outside Kyiv, where 8 people were killed. Local officials saying that there was a train delayed, and so they missed their last train, and that's why they were waiting there and hit by a missile. 3 were killed at a post office sorting centre as well. 6 people killed at warehouses belonging to the operator of Ukraine's largest supermarket chain. And I think businesses are really struggling at this point in the war. Striking that there was another company that was affected last night, Epicenter, which is Ukraine's equivalent of IKEA, that said they are now urgently looking to move production abroad. This is 4.5 years into this war. They've survived this long, and now in order to survive, they say they have to look at moving production abroad. So interceptors are critical, of course, at this point, but we also have an advisor to President Zelensky saying today that businesses urgently need to diversify the risk, and that perhaps the era of big warehouses is over for the moment. This is a case, of course, he says, of survival. Becky.
You get hurt in a car accident and they give you a check that wouldn't cover my shoe shine? That's disrespect. With Case Connect, you don't just settle, you settle the score. 30 seconds, they scan your case, tell you what you're owed, they
Good to have you, Claire. Thank you.
President Zelensky has renewed his call to Ukraine allies to provide it with more military hardware. They say it's required to down the incoming Russian missiles, which are attacking civilian targets in Kyiv and elsewhere. Is the U.S. stockpile issue, though, going to have a serious impact on the war, Iran's war with Russia?
I think it will. And one of the big problems that you have is, when you talk to people from European Command, U.S. European Command, which is the theater that Ukraine is in, they will tell you that there are some significant shortages here. And those shortages that, not only are broadly based in terms of the U.S. inventory writ large, but also very specific to Europe, really will have an impact on Ukraine's ability to defend itself. And that's a significant problem, because in the last day or so, we've had 17 people killed in Kyiv because of Russian missile attacks. The only weapon systems that can really effectively defend against those missiles include the Patriot and the THAAD missile systems. Those are the most effective, and those are the ones that Ukraine needs. And Zelensky has been asking for those for a long time.
So I assume there's a massive effort underway right now to rebuild a lot of those interceptors, those missiles.
This is a problem that we even struggled with in the Biden administration. The defense industrial base is strained, and there are constraints when it comes to producing these missiles. I mean, some of them take 24 months to make. That's 2 years. They're very costly, and so it takes a lot of time. And then I think just getting to what Cedric was talking about, these stockpiles that we're having problems with, that also gets to our deterrence. Part of what makes the United States strong on the world stage is our power to our ability to project power. And when our stockpiles are dwindled, our adversaries are taking note of that. So if there were a conflict that arises in the Indo-Pacific or with Russia, the U.S. military and the president is going to have to make some really tough choices on defending the homeland or potentially engaging in those conflicts.
That's a good point. It could escalate, Dari. We'll see what happens. Sabrina Singh, Colonel Layton, thanks to both of you.
Well, from day one of its invasion, Russia's war on Ukraine has deliberately targeted and killed civilians. It's unleashed missiles, drones, cluster weapons on cities, taken Ukrainian children into Russia, and conducted mass killings. It's also allegedly used rape as a weapon. Now, Russia's reporting that its civilians are coming under fire. According to Russian officials, Ukrainian strikes killed at least 61 people and wounded more than 300 others last week. Per Ukraine, Russian attacks killed at least 377 civilians and injured more than 2,100 in July.
Yeah, so many people have passed. Yeah.
It was the deadliest month for Ukrainians.
One of these days, I want to make a video explaining the Russia-Ukraine war and what started it. I kind of did a video like this, like a while back of Ukraine, Russia. Maybe one day I'll do a full research video. Okay, that's how it started. Okay, I'm doing a little thing of oh, I guess I don't know if I'm oh no, I'm not. Okay, I guess okay, this is how it started. In early 2014, the Euromaidan protests led to the revolution of the dignity and the fight of Ukraine pro-Russian President Viktor Yanukovych. I butcher that name because I'm not even Ukrainian well, he's not even Ukrainian. Well, I guess he was Ukrainian, but he was pro-Russian. Yeah, they annexed, occupied Crimea. They occupied Crimea. These pro-Russian, Russian troops went to I think there was a protest. This is how it happened. There was a protest in 2014 when yeah, they ousted the Viktor Yukovench. Sorry, I can't even pronounce his name. Yeah, I guess he was only president for the from 2010 to 2014, only 4 years, and he ran to Russia. If doesn't this video pop up? Sorry, something happened. Says 108 people were passed away. 13. Yeah, so this whole Euromaidan thing is what like what eventually led up to the Ukraine war, or the Russia invaded Crimea and it started putting troops. Yeah. Oh, I guess one of the things I can talk about is the Michigan. Syed Abdul won the Michigan election for the Democrats. Michigan, he won. I guess I'm gonna end the stream real quick. I'm gonna come back in like 1 second. I just want to do something because oh no, maybe I'll just keep on this. I'm just gonna edit that out. There's something I showed for a second something personal. I don't want to I had to. I'm not gonna delete the stream, but I am gonna edit the stream after because I posted something. I showed something I didn't want to show. It's on screen for a second. Oh, I guess it's a Trump speech. Maybe I'll watch this video.
Today, the Department of Justice, in coordination with the Homeland Security Task Force, announced the unsealing of 5 separate indictments against high-ranking CJNG leaders. We're also announcing today with the State Department more than $100 million in rewards for information leading to the arrest of not only the 5 that were just unsealed today, but 3 indicted, previously unsealed cases against additional CJNG leadership. As alleged in today's indictments and the previous indictments that were unsealed, these cartel members have been charged with a range of crimes, including running drug networks, organizing highly trained hitmen responsible for murders and attempted assassinations, procuring weapons, money laundering, and deadly drug manufacturing and distribution. 3 of the alleged cartel members were also allegedly committing a sophisticated fraud targeting elderly Americans in an alleged timeshare fraud scheme.
I think there's really nothing. I don't know what else to. I'm gonna look up what to look up. News. I don't know what else to look at. I don't know what else to. News related things I can state on the. Oh yeah, let me see. Actually, the world knows. I get let me just do this real quick. Ebola kills on the lives of 1,700 people in eastern Congo. The outbreak was really growing. Yeah. I guess there's nothing really of the Iran war. Nothing's really happened, just talks of just talks. Nothing else has happened. I think I'm gonna end the stream because I'm starting to get kind of bored and there's really no other news I want to list off. So cheers everyone, like and subscribe to Hector's News and Politics. This is gonna become a video. Cheers. This live stream is gonna go hidden, so see you guys. Like and subscribe to Hector's News and Politics.